Hello lads and ladies, and welcome to this and welcome back for another video on the channel. Today we are back with some more League One content. Yes, we do live shows, we do Fleetwood vlogs, and we cover League One in general over this channel. Again, the season's going really well. We're nearly a third of the way through this League One season, and today we are ranking managers so far in this league. Now, this goes the last couple of years as well, what they're doing at the current club at this moment in time. You've obviously got to take what they've done in the career, the last 3 or 4 years in this division accounted for as well. Let me know your top 10 below, because that is what we're going to do today. We're not going to rank the 24, we're just going to rank the top 10. Now, it was really hard because I'd say there's 14, 15 managers at this point could get into this top 10. There's some big names that have missed out that have done really well at their clubs over the last couple of years. But I've gone with a 10. I want to know if you change any of them or change the order. If you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I need your help. And we'd have twice the amount of subscribers than Fleetwood having their home ground, which would be unheard of. At 10th, Mark Bonner. Relatively new manager, only started in the last 2 or 3 years, but he got the job done with Cambridge, won promotion. Again, that's all you can do. The next year, safe as houses in mid-table. This year, again, in that mid-table area, they've slipped off in the last couple of weeks with 4 consecutive defeats. But he rejected a Rotherham job recently to stay at Cambridge because he feels like the project hasn't quite been completed yet. Again, very good manager, limited resources, limited budget. For me, deserves a mention, and that's why he's in my top 10. 9th, John Coleman. Is it a top 10 if John Coleman doesn't make it into your list? He's a god at the Wham Stadium in Accrington. Again, he's such a decent bloke. He gets the best out of players. He has to sell players to be able to afford them to come in. Obviously, he lost Colby Bishop, but he gets good players from the non-league setup, loans from Premier League clubs as well, and that's how he sets up. And Andy Holt is a good owner for them as well. But for me, John Coleman got him into League One, and I think they're in the 5th or the 6th year in League One. They've been up here absolutely aged, and they've never really looked like going down. So for me, deserves credit for that, and that is why he's in my top 10. 8th, Michael Duff. Again, good manager, gets the best out of players. I really like him a lot. I think that before he came into the football club, Cheltenham were going one way, and that's down there to the National League. Now, they're in League One. He got them defensively solid. He's improved players like Alfie May, who's going to probably get a championship move sooner rather than later. Boyle, who went back to Huddersfield. Callum Wright, who he developed as well, who's now at Blackpool in the Championship. So these are players that he's helped develop, and he won the promotion, he kept them up, and now he's doing a decent job at Barnsley, who are currently in the playoffs as well. That squad, in my opinion, I don't think is one of the best in this league, but it is a decent one, and it should be able to compete, and because of him, they are competing. 7th, Ian Evatt. Won promotion at Barrow, did really, really well. Again, he just revitalised them. They were winning games of football, keeping clean sheets. Obviously, then left for Bolton, won promotion in his first year as well. After being, 19th with 20-odd games to go. They were on that unbelievable streak where they didn't lose games of football. He rang the changes. He brought some players in January. And then finished in the top 10. I think he got 73 points in his first season in League One, which, let's be honest, in a normal League One season, you're probably going to be 4 points outside the playoffs. Obviously, it wasn't to be because how good the top 6 and top 8 really were last year. So again, I think he deserves credit. Again, they're competing at the right end of the table. Again, he has got resources, unlike I think the 3 below him haven't had, but the only reason I put him above because the amount of goals that they score, the amount of talent they can bring into the football club, the amount that he's improved players, the promotions on his CV, they're second to none, and you can't go against his history so far as a young manager. 6th, Darren Moore. Now for me, Darren Moore, I've put him above Ian Evatt just because he started off at Doncaster and they were steady. He built a team there ready to compete. Now, for me, since he's gone, Doncaster have slipped down, the players have gone, and you can see the difference. Sheffield Wednesday, they were a mess when he took over. An absolute mess. They were deducted points, obviously. Were unlucky to not stay up in the Championship, let's be honest. I think they took it to the final day, didn't they? And so again, last year he failed in League One, but he got them the spirit back. He got their identity back. They were scoring goals again. They got 50 points at home. He was great with the community. He was great as an ambassador, really. So look, I think with players, he's a very good man manager. Sometimes tactically against big sides, I think he struggles. But against the sides from 10th downwards, he won 8 out of 8 this year so far at Sheffield Wednesday. So for me, the talent he can bring in, the way he can talk to his players. I've seen some videos of him with young fans as well. I really like Darren Moore. I think he deserves a lot of credit. Look, do I think that he's one of the best managers in this level? Yes, that's why I put him in my top 10. Do I think he's the best? No, because that's why he's not first. But I think that the potential is there for him. Obviously, he was unlucky at West Brom. I think there's a really good manager inside him, and he's got a good brain, and he just needs to use it. And if he gets Sheffield Wednesday up at this level, it'll be a huge, huge achievement. Fifth, Gareth Ainsworth. Now, I bet you anyone but Wycombe fans hate this man. I love him, personally. He knocked my team out of the playoffs a few years ago. What he does, he gets these sides organised, hard to beat, rigid. Is it long ball? Yes. Does it work? Yes. He got Wycombe Wanderers promoted out of League 2 and out of League 1 and nearly stayed up in the Championship. They were on a great run. I think from the last 12 games, they would have been in the top 10. So for me, what he's done on limited resources there is really good. Look, the budget's a bit higher now. It's probably one to challenge the top 6. They've got some good players, Vokes, McCleary, but he's been able to put that in place. Without him, Wycombe won't be having those calibre of players at their football club, in my opinion. Look at them 10 years ago to compare now. Got good owners, got a nice ground, and he's been a big revolution. He's good for football, Gareth Ainsworth. He claps the opposition fans no matter what. And he's a gentleman, and he's also a very, very good manager at getting results away from home against, those types of sides. Look, if you're a Portsmouth or an Ipswich or a Fleetwood or a Charlton or, any team in League One, you hate playing against them. But that's because of Gareth Ainsworth, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. Wow, wow, wow. The top 4, ladies and gentlemen. 4th, Kieran McKenna. Now, I really like Kieran McKenna. Why he's not higher? Because it's his first real cameo in the role. He has got Ipswich firing, scoring goals. They keep clean sheets. They get over 2 points a game. It's perfect. If it was a year on, he'd probably be my top 3, top 2. As soon as he gets Ipswich promoted, he might be number 1. I'm waiting for that thing to happen yet, just to get him over that line. And at this moment in time, although he's doing a really good job, he's not achieved anything yet. Although he has got the identity back, he's got 27,000 Ipswich fans back in Portman Road. He just needs that promotion on his CV, which I honestly believe he'll get this year. And he'll get him over that line. He's put some good footballers into the club. Again, they were underperforming the last few years. And you can say, he's got a great squad there. But Paul Cook failed. You've got to remember that. He's not. And he's getting them playing good football. He's playing young kids. He's playing experienced lads. He's got a nice blend. They play good football on the floor as well, and that's why he's in my top 10. Stephen Schumacher is 3rd, similar to McKenna. He's come up as an assistant manager to Ryan Lowe. Again, was at him with Berry and now at him with Argyle as well. He took over kind of unexpectedly. Obviously, Ryan Lowe went to Preston. And let's be honest, he's not been hitting cylinders at Preston. And I think Stephen Schumacher's improved them. They've won 27 out of 46 games. They're on course for 88 points, which would probably get you maybe into the top 3 anyway, or the top 2. If results can go your way across the season as well. They play attacking football. They've got a great young squad as well. They recruit loan players as well. They haven't got the budget of a Portsmouth or an Ipswich or those types of sides. They have to go out on the loan market like they have done with Finnazaz, Ballymumba, those types of players as well. Morgan Whittaker. These types of players they get that maybe other big clubs don't look at, and that's what I like what they do. They play good football through the lines, they press high as well. He's tactically well adapted. So for me, he's got to be in my top 3. Boy oh boy, 2nd is Danny Cowley. Now for me, Danny Cowley is one of the best managers at this level. You've got to remember what he's done to get to this level. Obviously, Concord Rangers, and with Lincoln, you got them from the National League to League One. Obviously, left a little bit too early at Lincoln. I think that if he could have stayed another 12 months, 18 months, he might be even number 1 in this list, because I think that he could have got them to, a top 6, maybe a top 10 finish in his first season with Lincoln. Obviously went to Huddersfield and that hinders him a little bit. But at Portsmouth, a bit like Kieran McKenna's done at Ipswich, he's brought the identity back. He's brought character, he's brought spirit. At the moment, he's been a bit unlucky with injuries where he's having to plays out the wrong position. Conor Oldguy, Clark Robertson, for example. And looking a little bit mismatched at the minute. At the scoring goals from different positions. They went on a good run at the start of the season. They're in the top 6 for good reason as well. And the fans loving him, and I can see why. And it's just you win a game and you're on to the next. So he's had his 3-4 transfer windows now, and it's now time to progress. Danny Cowley is a superb bloke, a superb manager. He's got experience, he's won promotions, and that's why he's just a little bit higher than Schumacher and Kieran McKenna. However, in 5 years' time, those two could easily be above Danny Cowley because Danny Cowley's just been in the job a little bit longer. Number 1, Paul Warne. He's won promotion out of League One 3 times, right? Has he always got relegated? Yes. But when he took over at Rotherham, they were an embarrassment. He was a fitness coach. He didn't really want the job. He got them straight back up. Obviously, they've gone through the playoffs a couple of times, once, won automatic promotion twice. So he's won at Wembley. He's such a good manager. He's won the Papa John's Trophy as well, the biggest trophy in world football, as we all know. And he's just such a spirited guy. He's very calm, very relaxed. And every time they've been in the Championship, they've competed better and they've been more close to staying up. Obviously, limited resources in the Championship, you're going to get punished. And every time they've come down, he's rebuilt, bought a couple of players, not the biggest of budgets. Had to sell a couple of players to be able to bring in some players. So for me, Paul Warne, you can't go past his last few years in League One for what he's done. He's taken, unbelievable territory for him. And now he's at Derby County. He started well, won a couple of games. And for me, you can't put anything past Derby getting promoted this year because of the manager. They struggled under Liam Rosenior. They now thrive in scoring goals under Paul Warne. And that's why he's in my top 10. And he's the best manager in League One, in my opinion. What do you think, guys? Look, I know I'm going to get stick for a couple of those positions. Where's Carl Robinson? Not in, done really well with Oxford lately. These types of managers that have missed out, and it's really hard. I had 14, 15 managers in mind, and obviously you have to cross them off as you go along. I don't think you can argue with Mark Bonner, Duff, Coleman. Remember, you can only pick 10. So I want to know your 10 down below. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Like the video if you haven't already. Let's try and hit 100 on it. And I'll thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. A big over and out from me.